Labour's handling of its Rochdale by-election candidate suggests too many prefer to pander to Israel haters than uphold decency, warns Jonathan Sacerdoti. The Azhar Ali fiasco unmasks a party lost to principle. The Labour Party's handling of Azhar Ali, previously poised to win the Rochdale by-election, is a debacle that cuts to the very core of the party's claimed evil. This isn't merely a controversy. It's a revealing drama of a party ensnared in its labyrinth of moral compromise, showcasing a distressing alignment with anti-Israel and by extension anti-Semitic undertones that should have been consigned to the dustbin of Corbynite history. Azhar Ali's crazed theory of what happened in Israel on October 7 veered into the realm of the reprehensible when he propagated a conspiracy theory that Israel had knowingly allowed the slaughter of its citizens as a pretext for aggression in Gaza. This vile narrative not only distorts the harrowing realities faced by Israelis on October 7, but also serves to almost exculpate the actual bloodthirsty culprits through an abhorrent inversion of truth and morality. In a staggering display of moral inversion, Azhar Ali's audacious narrative twisted the massacre of Israelis by Palestinian terrorists into an unfounded accusation against Israel itself, a perverse rewriting of history. By suggesting that Israel would sacrifice its own in a Machiavellian plot to justify military action in Gaza, Ali grotesquely mirrored the actual tactics of Hamas. This vile assertion stands in stark contrast to the harrowing truth of that day. Palestinian terrorists, in a calculated act of brutality, claimed the lives of over 1,000 Israelis, precisely in order to provoke a war. The terrorists stooped to using their own people as shields, a cowardly act that inflated the toll of tragedy. Meanwhile, their millions of pounds which could have safeguarded the civilian population were funneled into constructing an underworld of command centers, data hubs and more, monuments to a grotesque prioritization of offense over the defense of their own. Ali's comments, therefore, were not merely offensive or misguided. They were a distortion of the gravest kind, inverting victim and aggressor, and rewriting the narrative of a nation under attack to cast it as the architect of its own suffering. The delayed and lukewarm response from Sir Keir Starmer's Labour to Ali's abhorrent remarks smacks of the same indecisiveness and willful blindness that plagued the Corbyn era, a time when anti-Jewish sentiments were met with a shrug rather than a strike. Starmer, who once vowed to tear anti-Semitism out, by its roots, within the party, found himself tangled in those very roots, prioritizing political calculus over a clear moral stance. Once shamed in the press, Ali's subsequent apology felt less like a genuine remorse and more a tactical retreat, an attempt to douse flames that had already engulfed the party's reputation. Ali's regret, articulated only when his comments were thrust under the public microscope, highlighted a reactionary stance rather than any commitment to truth and decency.